So a lot of you have been asking me to do a full review of Seelab. So today I'm testing out its AI image generation, editing, and customization features. I'll also let you know which tier I recommend you get, and I'll give you my honest opinion about the quality of these AI images. Now, if this video gets too boring, just jump to the end where I'll tell you my pros, cons, and my final verdict on whether or not you should be investing in this tool. Now, if you are looking for the best software you can use to grow your business, I've been compiling my list of my must-have SaaS tools for digital entrepreneurs private toolkit. If you want free access to this Notion doc, just click the link in my description. I update this on a weekly basis. Now you can grab Seelab starting at $79 for license tier 1, and the limits increase the higher tier you go. Now, if you want to create your own custom AI model, then you would need to get tier 2 or higher. Now, even though it says you have access to premium models for all tiers, keep in mind that if you want to use Imagen 4, that is only available for tier 3 and 4. So this table is a little misleading. I actually learned about this when taking a look at the question and answer section. So I think to get the most out of this tool, I would recommend either tier 3 or 4. And since I wanted to show you the Imagen 4 AI model, I did get tier 3. Okay, so this is the main dashboard for Seelab. And right off the bat, there is a lot coming at you. I did find it a little hard to kind of get used to the UI UX, but in a nutshell, there are 4 main parts to Seelab. You can create your images using a variety of AI models. You can save your AI generated images in different folders. They call them collections. Now, the number of collections you can create will depend on which tier you get. And this is where you can edit your images. You can magnify parts of your image, turn it into a video, replace a background, replace elements in your image, so on and so forth. Now, I'm not exactly sure why they call it addition. I really think it should be called edit. And that's one thing about Seelab is that I believe the founders are from France. So a lot of the English you will come across in the tool is a little confusing to read and understand, which is one of the reasons it did take me a while to kind of get used to using the tool and understand how to use the tool. And the last part of Seelab are the custom models. So you can create your own AI models, both objects and humans. So I already created 2 AI models, and since I have tier 3, I can create 1 more. And you can keep things organized by creating different projects. So I have 2 projects here, and under my profile settings, you can see my main organization, and I have 2 projects under my organization. And if I go to the settings within my organization, I could see all of the usage here. Now, keep in mind that I can only have 3 active models, but I could train 3 models monthly. And you'll notice here video generations, it's 0 out of 0. So you can create images in Seelab, and they recently introduced video generations, but unfortunately, we don't have access to the video generations. You would need to purchase packs. So they range from €25 up to €125. And if you want to work with a team, the ability to add a seat for your team is, it says here, currently limited. Seat management is currently limited. New seats can't be purchased. So I believe this feature could be coming really soon. So let's start with the custom AI models. Okay, so to create a new model, just click here and then enter the model name, and you can choose the type of model you want to generate. You can select the avatar and characters, art style and illustration, photography style, and then products and objects. They do have this products high quality. Now, if you click on this is more of like a service that they're offering. So their team will quickly refine your vision and offer you the best solution. So for my own AI model, I actually selected photography style. And for that green water bottle, I selected products and objects. Okay, so if you want to create your own human AI model, you can click on photography style, then click on next step. And this is where you can upload up to 24 images. And then right here is where you can explain with your words what you want to achieve through the training. So once you upload your images and give it a prompt if you want to, you can click on Start Training. And it did take about roughly 30, close to an hour to have my custom AI models fully created, okay? So just keep that in mind. Now I want to use this bottle model. So I'm gonna click on Use Model. And on the top right-hand side, you could see bottle right here. So this is the model, the AI custom AI model that it generated. And this is where you basically add the prompt. So if you click here, they actually give you some sample prompts. This one kind of stands out. So a mint green water bottle with a black lid and carrying loop is held by a young woman jogging in a park. So I'm going to click on that prompt, then click on Let's Create. Okay, here we go. So it used that custom model and it turned it into these images. So as you can see here, this is a close-up focused photo of the AppSumo bottle with a lady kind of holding it. Honestly, I don't think these images are all too great, unfortunately. This one is just kind of floating there. And then this one is the last one. She's not even holding the bottle, but I do like her backpack. It says you could kind of make out AppSumo. And you also notice that she has two right arms and hands here. Now, if you like any image, I think, let's see, this one, decent. So we can add this to a collection. So I already created a couple of collections. So let me create a collection and I'm gonna name it, click on create. So now this is in my AppSumo bottle collection. Now we have tons of options here to edit this AI generated image. I'm gonna click on edit. And here is where we are in the addition part of the tool. So on the left-hand side, we can remove parts of the image. Let's just say maybe I want to remove a couple of these leaves right here just to make the floor a little cleaner. Then click on clean. Okay, so under generations history, you could see the updated image. So I'm gonna click on that. And there we go. So we deleted some of the leaves on the trail. We can also click on replace. So we have two options. We can replace the background or remove the background. And then you could see under generations history, tons of images that I generated earlier today when I was testing out the tool. So it's nice that you could view all of your history as well. Now let me replace the background. Now on the bottom, this is where you can describe what you want to or how you want to replace it. So I'm gonna say place bottle on a black yoga mat, then click on create a background. Now let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so it created 4. Let me check out the first one. Okay, so we could see the black yoga mat, but it is kind of floating. It looks like the lady is still holding it. This is the second one. Now this third one is really not that good. You can see the yoga mat is barely visible here. And then this is the last one. We can also reframe, so increase the length or width of the image. We can also magnify, and there is the option to turn it into a video, but keep in mind that it does take 5 credits, but you do need to purchase credits, okay? So if you want to turn it into a video, you do need to purchase credits. Now, I don't want to use this AI generated image to show you the reframe or magnify. What I'm gonna do is upload a new image. So I'm gonna click on new import, and I'm gonna drag this photo of this Labubu image here, then click on reframe. And then on the right-hand side, you could take a look at the various format options here. So maybe Facebook, there's square, 9:16 and 16:9. Let's do 16:9 and we can have it generate 4 images. And I'm gonna remove this prompt here. Now I'm not exactly sure if it's required to add a prompt. When I was testing this out before, I didn't add a prompt and it reframed it pretty nicely. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm just not going to add a prompt. And that's another thing about Seelab is that sometimes you don't know exactly what you should be doing to have it generate the best image possible. So I really wish there were more tool tips or better explanations in terms of the process and how exactly to do what you want it to do. Okay, so it finished creating the 4 images. So this is the first one. So it's pretty good, right? It's not bad at all. This second one is nice as well. There is a cup here. And the third one is not that great. I don't know exactly what this thing on the left-hand side is. And the fourth one isn't too bad either. So this reframe feature is great. So if you are in e-commerce and you are selling different products and you want to showcase it in a better way, like having the product kind of more centered of your image, using the reframe is a great feature to use. And we also have the option to magnify. So you can upscale it 1, 2, or 4 times. And depending on which tier you get, you are limited into the magnifications 2 times per month or 4 times per month. So it's either 20 for the 2 times per month, 10 for the 4 times per month, and then it goes up the higher tier you go. So I'm gonna do a 4 times just to show you the quality. And again, I don't know if I should be adding a prompt here, but I'm not. So I'm just gonna click on magnify and let's see how the image looks like. Okay, so that took about a minute or so. So let's click into this image. And let's take a look here. So as we could see, it definitely is much clearer, but at the same time, as it makes it clearer, it doesn't make it that much more accurate though, right? Because if you look at the Labubu's eyes, the upscaled eyes have those white dots on them. Now let me zoom in really closely here. So yeah, the fur looks, it does have more detail, but the face shouldn't be furry. It should be, made out of plastic. And also the logo of the bag is distorted in the upscaled version, but the leather is nice and detailed. But you do notice right here, there is some haziness to the bag, right? Before looks fine, after there is a little bit of haziness in parts of the leather bag. So it does upscale it, but at the same time, parts of the image will not be accurate. Now, just to show you another example, so this is a Labubu photo that I upscaled. So it turned the face into like a furry face when in fact it should be a plastic face. So it does make it much more clear, but it isn't accurate. Now I also reframed this Labubu image as well. So let me show you how that looked like. So you could see here, I turned this Labubu image with just like a white background and I put it on this coffee table and I expanded the image. Okay, so I used 2 features of Seelab. I told it to be placed on a coffee table, and then the second feature is to expand it. So this is my favorite one. When it created the 3 other ones, for whatever reason, it added words on top, and the words are not legible. This second one, they put a book there, not exactly sure why, but this 4th one is the best one. Now let's create other images. So I'm gonna go to creation, and take a look at all the images that I created. Okay, so let me go to the very first images that I created here. So it's these 4. And I was actually pretty impressed. Now, if you click into the image, you could view the exact prompt that was used. So I created this prompt by myself. So the prompt says, a lady in her 20s standing in front of the camera holding a bunch of freshly cut lavender. In the middle ground, there is a vast lavender field. In the background, there are mountains with the sun starting to set. The sky is clear and sunny with a tint of orange for the upcoming golden hour. And this is what the image generated. So it's actually really good. This is the first one, the second one, and this one is my favorite one. And this 4th one isn't bad either. Now, one thing I wish it did better was the middle ground for the lavender field. So if you take a look at the actual lavender bushes, they basically all look the same. The lavender bushes really don't look real, but the mountains in the background look really real. She looks really real as well. Like her hands look real. They do look kind of big, but the details are pretty good. And the hair is really detailed as well. Now, in terms of the AI model, I actually used Imagen 4. Now, again, if you want access to Imagen 4, you do need tier 3 or 4. Now I want to compare Imagen 4 with Imagen 3, just so like that you know how the 2 AI models compare with one another. So I'm going to click on reuse prompt. And so the prompt gets populated at the top here. Now for the models, I'm going to click there, and the AI models are kind of organized into these different categories. So we have photography, there's Flux Realism, Imagine 3, 4, Imagine Realism, there's Cinematic Black, Radiant Pulse, so on and so forth. There's also illustrations. So if you want to create illustrations, you have a lot of options here. There's even digital art. There's arts and craft style images, and there's the generalist images. So Flux HD, Imagine 3 and 4. And then these are the custom models, right? So I have the bottle and myself. You could also favorite some of the models, which will be added here. And then they do have the featured models. So I'm going to click on Imagine 3 and use that exact same prompt. Now, if you click on colors, you can select up to 3 colors. So your creations deserve beautiful colors, and it also helps to maintain color consistency across your creations. So if you want images to kind of follow the same type of color scheme, you can select up to 3 colors. And then you can also select the dimensions of the image as well. Now I'm going to do 16 by 9, and I'm going to click on Let's Create. Okay, so very different, right? So this is Imagine 3. Now these images are still not bad. I do like the mountain background. The lavender fields, they look really nice. They clearly look fake though, but the lady is very detailed. She looks real. Her hands look pretty decent too. They do look long, but the lavender she's holding is really nice. It does look a little fake, but it's actually not too bad. Now her hands here, they do look fake. And then this is the last one. Now, if we go back to the Imagine 4 images, I actually do like Imagine 4, right? There's something about the realistic features of the lady's face and the hair that really stand out to me. So I would definitely go for Imagine 4 versus, Imagine 3. I think this last one is my favorite, so I'm gonna star it and I'm gonna add it to my lavender campaign collection. So on the right-hand side, you could see all of your files here, your collections, and then you can click into it and view the images that you've saved into that collection. So I do like the organization features of this tool. Now let me click on Reuse Image. So this AI generated image will be put into this remix section here, okay? So let me click out of that. So if you click here, you can actually put an image. Now I'm still trying to understand how best to use this remix feature. There's also the structure reference. Now the structure reference is only available for certain AI models. Let me go to Imagine 4 and click on this icon again right here. And structure reference still isn't available, but it's still available to remix. So the remix feature allows you to create variations of the reference image by using elements of the style and composition of the image. Add elements by specifying them in your prompt above. Example, import a flowery image. Then prompt, add a flowery cushion on a sofa. I'm still trying to understand exactly how best to use this. So I think you're supposed to add an image and then give it a prompt saying, apply that style to the image, and then it'll use what you've uploaded and the prompt to create that image. Now for the prompt, let's say I want to lady holding lavender inside a boutique shop, then click on Let's Create. And I'm gonna be using Imagine 4. All right, so as we could see here, the lady holding the lavender, it looks similar to this one right here. Not exactly the same, but let's take a look here. It's similar, right? And in terms of the quality is really good. It looks pretty realistic. The hands, I would say, are on the longer side. The fingers are on the longer side, but it's really not too bad. Now, another thing we could do as well is, say for example, we want to remove the background. So I'm gonna click on Remove Background, and let's see how the image looks like. Okay, here we go. So I think it did okay. The hair, it's not too bad. The lavender, like the little purple flowers you could kind of see the edges are not fully cut out properly. But overall, I think it did a pretty good job removing the background of this AI generated image. We could also turn these images into different styles. So I'm gonna reuse this image. And for the model, let's just say we want to turn it into some type of digital art. And let's just see here, vector illustration, vintage poster. This one could be cool. So maybe if we are selling lavender products at our boutique shop, we can turn it into a vintage poster. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so let's take a look here. It is this 16 by 9. I think it's because I did select the 16 by 9 dimension. So auto, okay, let's do, I wonder if it was auto already. Let me click into this one. So let's click on edit. And I'm not exactly sure if it was auto or if it was the 16 by 9 I selected. Let's try it again. So should we do auto or let's just do mobile this time just to show you, then click on let's create. Okay, now let's take a look here. So a really nice illustration, right? Not exactly sure how this is like a poster, but I think it could be used as a poster. You would just need to add your own text on top of this image. But just overall in terms of the aesthetic, the look of these images, they look good. Now I want to show you the AI model that I created of myself. Okay, so that's another thing here. Like when I want to start again, like start over, like I always need to remove the prompt and then remove this remix image. I wish it could kind of like remove everything so I could start fresh. Okay, so I'm going to click on here and click on custom models, then click on Ken. And in terms of the prompt, they do give you some prompts right here. Let's do a natural expression. Instead of wearing a tuxedo, I'm going to say wearing a light blue t-shirt, standing in front of a sports car, lush background. Instead of a lush background, I'm gonna say busy city street behind. Okay, so I think this is good. I'm gonna click on, so for auto, let's just do auto and click on let's create. All right, so let's take a look here. Okay, I do like the background. It does look like a nice cityscape here. Not exactly sure why my exotic car is blocking the traffic. In terms of me, my face looks okay. It does look AI generated. My t-shirt looks nice though. Like it does look pretty realistic. Let's take a look at the second one. Now I do like the lighting. It looks pretty real. It's kind of like at nighttime. Now, unfortunately, I seem to be really tall, or just the angle of the way the photo is taken looks kind of off, right? Sports car in the background looks a little too low. And then this one is the fourth one. This one looks really AI generated. And then the last one here. This one, my face, like my eyes really don't look too real. So I would say, you know, it's decent. Now with these AI models, you cannot choose like which LLM you want. It's basically like a custom AI model. So I selected this t-shirt style because earlier I did create myself in this tuxedo. So you could see here, it's not too bad. My face does look a little AI generated, but from afar, it looks pretty real. This one doesn't look real at all. This one, my face doesn't look, it looks a little too wide. And this one is my favorite, you know, looks the most realistic. Unfortunately, I don't know why there's extra white space on the right-hand side, and on the left-hand side, you could see my elbow is kind of touching the edge there. I wish I was kind of like centered in this image, but other than that, it looks pretty decent. I think if you take 1 second to look at the image, it looks real. But at closer inspection, it does look AI generated. Now, I was also trying to figure out how to make my images more of like these illustration and digital art style images. Like I was trying to put myself or make myself look like this cinematic black. So I tried to do that. It generated this guy, which is, not me. It did use, the suit here. But let me try it again. So I'm gonna click on reuse image. And for the model, I'm going to click on cinematic black. And this time around, I'm gonna use that light blue t-shirt standing in front of a sports car with the cinematic black, right? And auto and click on let's create. Let's see what happens. I'm wearing a suit, but I'm gonna turn it into a blue t-shirt. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so yeah, nothing like me whatsoever. It did use a person, but that person doesn't look anything like me. Really nothing is like me for this cinematic black model, unfortunately. So I'm still trying to learn how best to use this remix feature. I really wish there was a way to apply my AI model and then use these other styles. Another thing I wanted to show you was that on the right hand side, you could see how long ago you created this, the model you used, the prompt. You could also copy the seed, which basically means copy this image to be used in your prompt. And then you could also delete the images as well. Now, I also was testing out the remix, and what I did was upload this Labubu, and then I told it to turn it into Donald Trump, and I got some pretty interesting images here. So this is like a Labubu Donald Trump using Imagine 4, and then this one is Imagine 4 as well. And then using the other AI models, this one is Imagine Realism. This one doesn't look all that great. Let's see here. This one is Imagine 4, but the prompt just says, turn this doll into Donald Trump. So I wasn't all too impressed, but take a look at these ones. So if I don't use a prompt and I did the dark SF, it turned the Labubu into this really cool purple one. So if you don't use a prompt, it actually does look good. So you could kind of create these really eye-catchy images from whatever image you upload into this remix section. Now, regarding the AI product image, so you saw the product being held by the lady joggers. Earlier, I did create these, so these are actually not bad. So this is the green AppSumo water bottle on a beach on the sand. Okay, so not too bad. So if you are in e-commerce and you have products that you want to showcase in different settings, Seelab is a great tool that you could use to showcase different products. Okay, so really not bad. And then this is like a Labubu on a purse, but it doesn't look whatsoever like a Labubu. So I fed it the Labubu image, and then this is my prompt here. Close up of a brown leather purse worn over the shoulder by a woman. A 6-inch tall doll is attached to the top of the purse near the zipper, but it doesn't look all that much like a Labubu, unfortunately. But I was pretty impressed by these AI product images. My pros and cons of Seelab. So I really like how you have access to a lot of AI image models. You could create realistic images, illustrations, different themes of images. You have a lot of options to choose from. I also like how it's easy to organize your images using collections. They do have helpful editing features as well, like removing parts of the image is really easy. And the custom human models look decent. Now I'm also gonna add the custom product look decent as well. Now in terms of the cons, Imagine 4 is only available for tier 3 and 4. I really wish they gave tier 1 and 2 users maybe some type of access to Imagine 4. Also, the custom product models look decent, but the background looks fake in some cases. Okay, so as you saw with the yoga mat and also the jogging, this doesn't look all that real. And also, I don't like how it is hard to understand how to fully use parts of the tool, particularly in the creation part where we need to add these remix here. And also the UI UX could definitely be improved. Now for my final verdict, I would say yes, you should get this tool. I think it is great for stock photography. It can generate really realistic photos of people. It also generates eye-catchy illustrations as well. The AI human models look okay at a glance. If you look more closely, you can tell they are AI generated. I also wish there was an option to apply my AI model using other LLMs, right? Like I wanted to have it create this like darker style, but I couldn't. Also, I tried making myself an AI figurine, but this is totally not like me. So I wish there was like an easier way to use my AI model and turn it into different styles like digital art, arts and craft, so on and so forth. But other than that, I think this tool is a great tool. You no longer need to use a Shutterstock or pay for another image subscription. You could basically use Seelab. Now, as I'm thinking about it, you create images, but video creation is not available for AppSumo users, so that's my other con I wanted to add in there as well.